Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on May 29, 2021. So in the past several episodes of Tactical Tuesday and Survival Saturday, we have discussed what should we do? What can we do when we get grabbed from behind, when we get uh, restrained from behind, when we get choked from behind? All the various do's and don'ts that we've talked about. And today we are going to build on that and actually talk about one of the more trickier uh, situation, which is when we actually get hit from behind or tackled from behind or kicked from behind. Why is this the more tricky? Because most likely you wouldn't even know it's coming. It's most likely you wouldn't know. So as I mentioned before, if you don't know it's coming, and there's not a heck of a lot you can do. I remember this one time when I was in Shorin Karate, when I was still a teenager. Back then, my sensei would like to get us to sit down in a circle at the end of the class, and he would ask if we have any questions, any feedback, any comments, and he would answer our question. And so one of the students put up his hand. He said, "Sensei, so what technique is best if I'm walking down a dark alley at night and someone come up behind me with a baseball bat?" And the sensei said, "Well, first, do you know that he's coming? Do you see he's coming?" And I said, "No." The sensei said, "Well, then the best thing you can do is pay your medical insurance because there's not a darn thing you can do. You're going to wake up in the hospital if you're lucky, or you're not going to wake up at all." And that is so true. It doesn't matter what kind of martial art you know. If someone come up behind you, someone walk up to you, it can be from the front. It doesn't even have to be behind. Someone walk up to you and boom, right in the guts, punch you right in the guts. Or God forbid, it's not a punch, it's a stab with a sharp object. You don't see it coming, not a darn thing you can do. That's just the fact of the matter. Okay, so this is why talking about being struck from behind is so difficult because there's so little we can do about it unless we know it's coming. But then it begs the question: if we knew it was coming, then most likely we would have turned around to face the danger, or we would have run away, and we wouldn't be in this situation. But there are situations where it does apply. Let's say you're at a party and you had an altercation with another person, and you think it's over with, but at the back of your mind, it's just good self-defense practice. At the back of your mind, you always want to think, what if the person is going to jump me later? Okay? So, you're at a party, you had an altercation with someone else, and then you each went your own way, and now you're over here at the bar getting a drink, and then you either hear or through your peripheral vision, you see the guy coming up behind you, and you think he's going to hit you. Now, this is one of those situations where you kind of know it's going to happen, and you can do something about it. Or another situation is you actually already got involved in a fisticuff, and you happen to be on the losing side, and you decide to take uh, the more honorable way out, which is run away. Uh, don't ever feel bad about running away, by the way. It's the best self-defense technique you'll ever learn. The ability to run away. Don't take that for granted. Don't think that it's a coward way out. Because those of us who are blind, we don't have that choice. We envy you. I envy you. Right? As experienced as I am, I envy your ability. Those of you who are sighted, I envy your ability to run away. So please don't take that for granted. If you can, always run away and live and have fun another day. I don't even want to say fight another day. Just have fun for another day. Because I cannot run away. When I get into a situation, I have to stay and fight. There's no other choices for me. Okay? So let's say you got into a fight and you actually decide to run away, and the person is coming out behind you really fast, and you know he's going to kick you or hit you. Again, in this case, you kind of know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of where and when. Then you can do something about it. Okay? So it is off of those premises we are going to build our cases and look at some of the more useful tips and tricks and techniques you can use if someone is going to hit you from behind. First, when someone is attacking you from behind, there are, generally speaking, only a few scenarios. Fight psychology is quite interesting when you study it. When we attack someone from head on, when we attack someone from the side, when we attack someone from behind, there are a few things that we do that is very common. Now, it doesn't work all the time, of course, so it's not nothing in a fight is ever 100% true. Okay? Even when you think shooting someone in the chest will kill them, that's not even true all the time. A lot of people recovered from a gunshot to the chest. Heck, I knew a guy who recovered from taking a shotgun in the face, getting shot by a shotgun in the face. He just went blind, but he recovered. He didn't die. Okay, so don't ever take anything as gospel 100% true. But what I'm going to tell you is generally the case. When someone attacks you from behind, it's either going to be a full body flying tackle trying to bring you down to the ground because they're getting tired, they got tired of chasing you. They're going to be a high flying tackle or a low tackle behind your knee. Those are the two ways they're going to bring you down from behind, generally speaking. They may kick you. Now, that's also very interestingly, people who attack you from behind, they generally only kick you one of two ways. Right? I never heard of anyone who come up behind you and boom, roundhouse kick you like that. Or someone who come up behind you and oh yeah, and do an axe kick to the top of your head. I never seen people do that. Never heard of that. I never even heard of people come up behind you and sweep your leg out from under you. How they used to, how they choose to kick when they come up behind you is either stomp kick your butt right on your butt. Yeah, go ahead and laugh. It looks funny, sounds funny, but when you actually get that, it's quite shocking when someone suddenly drop kick your butt. Or the more common one is they will stomp the back of your knee. Eh? They will stomp the back of your knee, usually paired with grabbing the back of your shirt or grabbing your shoulder. It's a grab and stomp motion, and down you go. Okay? So those are usually the two kind of kick we encounter with people who will attack us from behind. How about punching? People who punch from behind, very, very rarely. I've seen that a couple of times, but very rare. People don't usually walk up to you from behind and throw a punch at your back, right? Even people who are untrained know that hitting someone on the back is not very productive. So people who attack you from behind usually grab you by the hair, especially if you have hair like mine, grab your hair and start swinging at your face. Okay? Or they come up behind you and pow, drop their arm or their fist right over the back of your neck, trying to poleaxe you. Huh? Back of the neck, grab the hair, hit the side of the face. Huh? Not many people will come up behind you and hit low or hit medium. Now, if they're trained, sometimes people will go for the kidney. They'll go low like this on the side into the kidney with a punch. But generally speaking, the one that we see most often is the back of the neck, grabbing the hair and swinging for the face. Those are the two most common. The kidney punch happens sometimes, but you have to have pissed off someone who's actually really experienced and really well trained. So how do we deal with these scenarios? Let's take them one at a time. When you get attacked from behind, there's four things, four principles you always want to keep in mind. And these are: number one, protect the back of your neck at all costs. Protect the back of your neck at all costs. And how do you do that? There's a very simple block that we are taught that I'll show you guys right now. When you suspect someone going to start pummeling you from behind, take one arm, drop it, drop your hand over the back of your neck, my hand protecting the back of my neck, my forearm cushioning the back of my head. I tuck my chin in, my elbow is up, protecting the side of my face. Okay? My other arm come up in front, blocking the front of my face. This way, if they start throwing punches at the back of my neck, at the back of my head, my arm has a big chance of catching that. Okay? If they grab my hair and start smacking, I know they can only come on the side that I'm not protecting, so at least I know which side they're going to hit. Also, once I lock this block in place, I cup the back of my neck, protect the side of my face, I turn around. Right? I turn around, and my elbow is leading the turn. My elbow will shield the side of my head, side of my face as I'm turning. So that is the first principle, which will basically defend you from the two scenarios: from punching to the back of the neck, my hand is there. Go ahead, hit my hand. Punching, grabbing my hair and start smacking, then that's okay. You know, you grab my hair. This is a good time for me to show you guys a little bit of a hair grab defense. I wish I have someone to demonstrate with me here. Um, if someone was to grab your hair, the most immediate thing you want to do is to take that control away, take that pain away. Which means if someone grab your hair, you want to immediately drop your hand over their hand so they can't pull away, so they don't rip your hair out. Which means if they grab the back of my hair, the moment they do that, I drop my hand over the back of my head in this block. This block is called the rhino, by the way, because I'm covering almost the whole side of my head, and I have one hand in the front, like the horn of a rhino. This is the rhino block, right? The rhino block will protect the back of my head, back of my neck from being hit, also protect me from having my hair grabbed. Because the moment they grab, I clamp my hand over it and start turning. Now that will hopefully buy me a few seconds uh, before they can secure a good hold on me. The second principle, second out of four principle, is when you are being attacked from behind, you always want to create distance. And this goes for blind people as well. I know a lot of blind people are saying, well, if I'm blind, I'm more effective at close range. Why should I create distance in this case? Because you need room to turn around. If you don't create distance, you turn around, you're right in their attack range. Okay? Before you can even settle in, they're going to be hitting you, gouging your face, clawing at you, stabbing you, kicking you, whatever. Okay? So it's a bad idea to stay in the same position. Let's say Bruce here is an attacker. I know he's coming up behind me. He's really close and he's going to hit me. Okay? If I turn around right here, I'm already off balance because he's right in my face. Right? If he's swinging a punch and I have my rhino block in, I turn around, my arm is tangled up with his arm, which means it comes to a contest of strength. And remember, we mentioned in the last episode, always assume the person behind you is going to be stronger and bigger. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be attacking you. Yeah? So you want to create distance. And this is simple. I showed this, I believe, last week. All it takes is one stride diagonally. So step forward to the left or to the right. That's all the distance you really need at this point. Right? If someone is going to swing a punch at the back of my head and I suddenly do this, I'm out of reach. They have to rush forward. By the time they rush forward, I turn around already. If someone is trying to take a kick at me, kick the back of my knee or kick the back of my butt, I already stepping forward. They may still touch me, but they're not going to knock me down. Not to mention I'm stepping to the side, forward and to the side, which means I'm off center, which means their attack is not going to land solidly. And this is very important. Always step forward and to the side. Forward and to the side. Number three, the third principle. Drop your level. Drop your level. What do I mean by drop your level? If someone is coming out planning to hit you from behind, this means they have a premeditated line of things they're going to do. It's not an impulsive thing. At the moment they come up from behind you, they know they're going to hit you. In their mind, they're thinking, I'm going to hit him on the back of the neck and he's going to go down. I'm going to grab him and wrestle him down. I'm going to start hammering him. Or they're thinking, I'm going to go up and stomp the back of his knee. He's going to go down. I'm going to stomp his head in. They have a premeditated plan of attack, which means if you suddenly change your position in an unexpected way, their whole plan go out the window. Okay? So sometimes all it takes to mess up the person's plan, and I have done this in fights before. I've seen it done in fights before. All it takes is when someone's ready to hit you, you hit the ground and roll and come back up. Okay? That's all it takes. Suddenly the person's like, whoa, where did he go? Oh, he's down there. Okay? If he's planning to hit the back of my neck, suddenly I drop down like this, I'm not there. I'm not there. And my rolling forward motion Allow me to gain distance. When I come back up, I have my knife in my hand already. This is why we spend so much time teaching, learning how to do the forward roll, backward roll in martial art. Looks silly, and a lot of people say, I'm not never going to do that in the street. And that's silly. I'm never going to roll or do somersault in the street. Well, there are situations where you might have to, such as someone coming up behind you with a baseball bat that's swinging at your head, and you want to roll away quickly and get up and get your weapon out. Right? Believe me, most of the things you're taught in martial art have its places, have its uses. You don't use it all the time. You'll hopefully never have to use it, but they're there for a reason. So dropping your level will defend from any attack to your head. It will defend from the kicks as well. Let's say the guy come up and try to kick my butt and I drop down. Now he's going to hit my shoulder, my upper back instead. Okay? Now I don't want to just drop down like this on the spot because he's going to kick the back of my head. This is why when I drop down, I'm diving forward. When I dive forward, I'm landing and starting to turn. So I'm down here, but I'm already facing him, right? This dropping, changing of level will protect you from anything between the punch to the head, attack to the head, kick to the bottom, kick to the knee, to a flying tackle. Okay? I've done this one before. When a person tackle me from behind, I just drop and roll, and I end up on top of them. Right? So those are the three principles, and there's principle number four, and the most obvious. Try to turn around as quickly as you can. No matter if you protect your neck or create distance or change level, you always want to turn and face them as quickly as you can. Because you don't want to do this, keep doing this with them behind you. Right? That's not good. One thing to keep in mind when you turn, spin to face them, you always want to keep in mind that you want to pivot on your front foot, not your back foot. Some of you say, well, why is it that important? Let me show you. If the person is behind me, attacking me, which means I might be a little bit startled, I might be off balance, and I start to pivot on my back foot, my front foot is going to trip over them. I'm off balance. And my front foot swinging around like this, I'm going to trip over them. No good. So, the proper way to turn is you take that diagonal forward step with, let's say the person behind me, I take the diagonal forward step with my left leg, my left foot. I immediately bring my right foot forward and behind my left foot. So I spin around and clearing all this space between us. And I'm still in my fight stand, ready to kick if I have to. Same thing was when you drop your level. I always move forward and change your level and spin on the ground to face them before you get up. Right? You don't want to drop your level and stand up and your back is still to them. Not silly, right? So pay attention. You always want to create that distance. You want to drop your level as you're doing it if possible. You want to block, protect the back of your neck if possible. And when you turn to face them, You want to make sure your foot, your leg, not going to trip over them. If you've enjoyed these Tactical Tuesday and Survival Saturday, don't forget to check out the Johnny Tiger Experience podcast, which you can find on any podcast platform, where we have even more detailed fitness and self-defense tips and tricks. Today, I'm going to be publishing episode number 75 of the podcast. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys again tomorrow for Soul Search Sunday. For now, have a good weekend and stay safe.